B.R.I.C.S, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Global Economic Group. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are at least a decade old about this. I went to college with a professor named Benjamin Tallarico. He was our professor, and he talked about BRICS, and then it was on the rise then. So I've been anticipating the growth of it. I did not see that it would unseat the U.S. dollar potentially. My real outlook is it stable enough? On the surface, there's a lot of appeal to it. There is a strong demand for what BRICS is going to offer, some other trade routes, stronger currency, money that could be backed by precious materials such as gold, diamond, oil. It may be a very stable currency, but we've seen the trend where these things don't work in the big world. The European Union collapsed with Brexit, not completely, but it was a major shift. We've seen the African Union not come to fruition. We've seen a few other economic engines in the world, like the Asian economic engine, which still is purring. I genuinely believe that all of these things will culminate in an Asian hegemony. As their population in Asia grows, so shall their strength throughout the world, militarily, financially. So I think BRICS is a signal to that. I read a book when I was a kid. I can't remember the name of it. It was like in '96, and it was on Book TV. I was really excited about it. But the gentleman posited that there would be an Asian hegemony that would come in the future, something akin to Great Britain's control over 25% of the world. So I'm not sure if BRICS is going to last the test of time, but BRICS tend to be there later, so we'll see.
Something that's going to be, it was a long time coming and has been foreseen by a lot of people. There's going to be some power shifts and realignments because the existing power structure and existing superpowers are going to pretty much end up eating themselves or collapsing. We're already seeing it with Russia. We're already seeing it with America. China, well, they built too fast, too well, and now they have entire cities that are just completely empty. So now they got to find some other way to shoulder that financial burden off to other people, or at least minimize it as they try to capitalize on with the rare earth minerals and other stuff out there. But there's going to be a lot of struggle. There's going to be a lot of oppression of independent nations like Ukraine and the rest until we stabilize. Whether or not we actually ever do stabilize, I doubt it. But whatever comes out of it, the common man is still going to have to suffer a lot. No, ones that are left. But there definitely will be war. Probably not in my generation, but coming.
You want to tackle that one first?
It might not be a popular answer, I say it all has to come down. I say that this monetary systems that we have around the world is the problem and not the answer. People make things happen. Money doesn't make things happen. People follow behind what they've been programmed to believe is in terms of what they feel is going to bring them their health and prosperity. But for thousands of years of programming, we have come to a point where we feel like we have to have this monetary system, when in fact it doesn't even have to exist for people to, if they have the right understanding of the collective. I'm not talking communism. I'm not talking socialism. I'm not talking about any of these isms. If you want to call it anything, I would call it contributionism. But when we come to these monetary systems, that's the problem, is the monetary system itself. So, you know, but as far as that goes, it's just another, again, I think I'm gonna leave it at that, because, you know, and what needs to happen is there needs to be more dialogue on it anyway. And based on what I just said, without getting too deep into it, I'm sure I've already sparked a whole bunch of responses. It's coming right. I mean, and I'll be glad to answer any of them, because I've taken a long time before I've even realized this, and it's an awakening. So I have no problem with anybody's rebuttals concerning my comment.
Well, I'm in general agreement with him, overall agreement. I'll say this, that combine that you described is still nothing more than capitalism. And if anybody should be against capitalism, it should be African people of all stripes, because it was our blood and free labor that spread that infernal system all over the world. As far as communism or socialism is concerned, I don't think that we can say that there's a true communist state anywhere in the world. And what emerged out of the Soviet Union was actually more designed as state capitalism. Okay, and also, if you look at China, with the death of Mao Zedong, you had the death of a rising communist state, and what you have now is I'd say what is the term I'm looking for? An oligarchy, state oligarchy, and I would say that it's also fascistic in nature. And so people use that term, and particularly white people, and some black mimics, they like to use that term communist, and they don't really understand what the heck they're talking about. There's a communist is a socialist, and there's two wings of socialism: democratic socialism and the communism. A communist is a socialist that believes in taking power by overthrowing the existing system using arms or any means necessary. A democratic socialist is a person that believes in using the existing strata to impose socialism. For example, voting in